you're having a great night. It's Samantha from Vision Travel, and tonight I'm going to talk about the Grand Sunset Grand Riviera Princess in the Riviera Maya. This was one of the hotels that I viewed when I was there in September, October of this year, and I'm super excited to share all my knowledge with you. With that being said, I'm going to give it just a couple of minutes here just for everyone to get kind of tuned in and get the notification and tune in. So thank you everyone. If you're watching this on YouTube, thanks very much, and please give me the thumbs up and hit the little bell to subscribe. With that being said, again, it'll be live on Facebook today, obviously, and then next week it'll be posted on YouTube. I do also recommend going to YouTube as well. I did put up a video of the different shots of a hotel that I got, the pictures and the videos, and then next week this video will be live on there as well, and then the week after that I'll have some 360 views or 360 pictures of the hotel as well. So I'm just gonna hop right in here. Now this hotel, I've had tons of clients go here. They really love it. I've had a few different wedding groups go here as well, so it's a fan favorite in that Riviera Maya Playa del Carmen area. It kind of has like a colonial but modern feel to it, with some Mexican flair or touches to it. So a lot of the buildings are kind of a very white, clean look, and then a lot of the walkways and different accents are kind of a marbled ivory kind of look to them as well. So some of the Mexican flair, I would say, to it is that a lot of the different buildings, whether it's the rooms or it's the restaurants or bars, things like that, they kind of have that, you know, palm tree palapas kind of look to them. So it does kind of have that Mexican flair to it. With that being said, a lot of the pools have colonial structures that are kind of like tables that are all connected within the pool. So again, kind of has that colonial, modern Mexican flair to it. But again, it's nice having that very in-destination feel or local feel to it, again with those palapas. Plus also it has beautiful kind of gardens and grounds and lushness to it. So again, you do feel like you're in a tropical destination compared to some hotels I know are very much hotel style, and it kind of takes away from being away in the destination. So there's kind of a few different sections to this hotel. So if you're staring right at the beach, then on the left side is the Grand Riviera Princess, and then on the right side is the Grand Sunset Princess there. Most of the pools and everything like that are interconnected. I believe, depending which side you're on, you may have a few restrictions for what restaurants you can use, and it also depends on the room category, which I'll get into a little bit here. Each side of this hotel does have their own platinum section. So the platinum section is an upgraded section. They're closest to the beach area. Then there's a lot of great extra amenities included in being in those platinum sections. So I do recommend talking with me or your local travel agent to kind of figure out with having that location and the price difference, is it best for you? Again, there's some great extras, so it's something to really look into. When you're walking around on the resort, you really can't tell which half you're on, whether you're on the Riviera side or the Princess side. Maybe after a while or after a couple of days of actually physically being there, you might be able to or know which side you're on. Again, I just did an hour walkthrough, so I didn't physically stay at this hotel. But I believe you do have access to most areas, because I know a lot of the pools are shared and everything like that. So there is the platinum sections that are exclusive areas, plus there is also the Laguna area. So this is kind of closer to the lobby area, kind of before all the sprawling pools. And again, that is another exclusive area for guests that are exclusively staying at the Laguna section. And I believe there is some upgraded amenities that are included with that. So it's something to check out and see if you want to do that upgrade. On top of the two different sections of the Grand Riviera Princess and the Grand Sunset Princess, there is the Grand Yucatan Platinum Suite. Suites. This is actually a separate hotel technically. It's located on the far left side past the Riviera Princess, and it kind of starts mid-resort and kind of goes towards the beach area. So there's some beautiful areas there. It's an upgraded adults only kind of retreat is what I like to call it. And again, overall, that's a newer area compared to the other two hotels. I can't remember exactly which year, but I want to say within the past 5 years, give or take, that area has expanded there. And there is some beautiful restaurants and facilities that you can take advantage of. There is some exclusive restaurants on that side, so it's just something to consider. They do, on that portion, have a beautiful rooftop space that that's used for destination weddings. So it's something to consider if you're having an adults only vacation, destination weddings. So a beautiful space, and they kind of had some of the decorations up from, I believe, the wedding before, and it was absolutely gorgeous. This area, and also all the different West destination wedding areas, they have a few different ones for the beach. Will all be in the YouTube video that I put up last week, so make sure to go check that out if you're planning on doing a destination wedding at that resort. Unfortunately, when I was there, I wasn't able to see any of the different rooms that were available, just because I know they were doing a lot of different upgrading and kind of refreshing some of the rooms that weren't being used. Even with me going in September, it didn't seem overcrowded or anything like that. There was still quite a few people around, and I did find, obviously there's some quieter pools, then there's some louder pools where maybe a few of the partier people are. So there is a few different options. If you do like a lot more peace and quiet and just want that complete relaxation, it would be an option to look into upgrading to the Platinum Suites or the Grand Yucatan Suites, the adults only separate hotel. For the Grand Sunset Princess is what I'm going to focus on more, just because I have a destination wedding going to this hotel in February. So with the standard deluxe rooms, I didn't get to see the rooms, but with the junior suites, the main difference between the junior suites and the deluxe junior suites, I believe, is the location of them. I'm not 100% sure on that. I forgot to ask when I was there. Another big factor for some people would be that the junior suites only have a shower compared to the deluxe junior suites usually have a shower bathtub combo. So that's something to consider when you're traveling with little ones, is just, I know it's a lot easier for parents to have that bathtub compared to just a shower. Also, if you stay in the deluxe junior suite or higher, and I believe some of the other upgraded room categories, then you have exclusive access to one or two of the different restaurants. So just something to consider and look into and see if the upgrade's worth it. I know it wasn't very much more, at least for my wedding group, to upgrade to the deluxe junior suite. So just something to consider at time of booking and asking about those different room categories. For majority of the guests staying at the hotel, you are allowed to have 3 a la carte dinners per week. Now, I know this is where some of the differences may be on depending when you're staying on the Grand Riviera side or the Sunset side. I don't believe you have access to their different restaurants, but I may be wrong on that. Again, I didn't physically stay at this hotel. I just viewed it when I was there. They did have quite a few different restaurants that you can try out depending what kind of cuisine you want, and I believe reservations are required for that. One thing to note about one of the a la carte restaurants, it's called the Chill Out Beach Bar. It's a beautiful bar. It's actually separately owned from the hotel, but it's offered to the hotel guests. It is at extra cost, so it's just something to consider. They do make it quite obvious when you're going in there too as well that restaurant is at extra cost and not included in the all-inclusive program. That is right on the beach. It's located in one of the far areas, but again, they are really good at letting you know that. So again, there's nice, beautiful, sprawling pools. One thing that this hotel is really noted for, and that I've sold to a lot of guests because of, is that their swim-up rooms are actually pretty economical in comparison to some other hotels. With this hotel, I've seen the remote rooms anywhere from $50 more to like $200 plus for a week, which is not that bad considering how some hotels, it's a significant, very significant surcharge to stay in those remote rooms, which give you usually direct access to a pool area. And it's a nice advantage if you like to sit in the pool and you have the option of going right back into your room if you wanted to, take a nap or anything like that. So again, you have access directly to the pool areas with this remote room, so on top of your balcony. Again, obviously, if you're in a remote room, you are going to be on the ground level compared to some of the other room categories would be on the higher floors. So the beach here is quite beautiful. It's a long, sprawling beach, tons of chairs and palapas to stay under. And again, I saw no lack of chairs or shade or anything like that at this resort. So if you're a beach lover, it's a great option for you. All the chairs are kind of lined up in a row or in a few different rows, and then tons of palapas kind of scattered around. So, but tons of options for chairs and also shade. So I don't think there'd be any lack of that there. I know the hotel has had a little bit of beach erosion just within the past couple of years. I was talking to the wedding coordinator there about that. It is still a pretty wide beach, but there has been a little bit of erosion within the past couple of years. Another question I'm getting a lot of lately is the seaweed issue in the Riviera Maya. Some hotels have been affected more than others. I think it just depends where you are, and also just nature. Unfortunately, some days are good, some days are bad. When I visited this hotel, they did have seaweed on the beach. I'm not gonna lie or not say that. They do try to remove it as much as possible. It wasn't bad. There was a little bit of seaweed along the beach coastline there, but otherwise that once you kind of looked further into the water, I didn't notice that as much. So it is an area that is getting affected by the seaweed. We are unsure if Cuba or Punta Cana, if those areas are getting affected as much, but we know for sure the Riviera Maya is. This hotel again has had a little bit, not a whole lot in comparison to some other resorts I saw, but it's just something to consider and be aware of prior to booking your vacation. So I would highly recommend this hotel, whether it's just you and your friends going, or you and your significant other, or a destination wedding. They have tons of different options for you for whatever you're looking for.